Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is October 18th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the big storm out over the Pacific Ocean here. It's going to spread some waves towards California here as we go through tomorrow. We got an atmospheric river into British Columbia. You can see the Hawaiian Islands down here, Baja California here with the thunderstorm activity as we speak this morning. Tropical storm Norma continues to spin. Should become a hurricane as we go through the day today, and we'll take a look at those details as we go. Big ridge here over the southwest, continuing to warm things up as we go through the early portion of the weekend, but then we're going to switch things up and drop a trough down across the area. Confidence increasing and a big pattern change as we go through the early portion of next week. Looking at Tropical Storm Norma, you can see might become a major hurricane briefly there as we go through tomorrow, and it shows the hurricane by the time we get to Monday morning right near Baja. So watch out if you have any interest there along the west coast of Mexico. The deal here: waves, wind, heavy rain. So be ready for this out here. This is going to be with us here as we go through the early portion of next week. And if you're smelling smoke across the central and southern Sierra Nevada, you're not imagining it. We do have some active fires out there, so heads up for that. Let's not start any more. We're still in October here. We haven't got the fall systems down here across the region just yet. However, the complexes across Northern California have been doing much better. These are no longer growing, and future systems should really put an end to anything that's out there smoldering over the next few weeks. Extreme risk for sneaker waves across much of California today. And this goes up all the way into the Pacific Northwest as well, but just a foot or two deep, these waves, if they're only a foot or two high, they can really sweep you off your feet. These can be extremely vigorous and they can drag you back out to the ocean. People die from these every year, so heads up for this, guys. Watch out. Do not turn your back on the ocean, and always have an escape route if you're out there on the sand, and don't trap yourself out there. So yeah, heads up for that. Beachheads are safe, and so you can see them all the way up and down the coastline, including Point Arena, Fort Bragg out there, Crescent City. You get to drill. Taking a look at the wave heights, you can see that system out over the Pacific Ocean here. And then we bring this wave action in towards central California, and there's some high surf advisories up through tomorrow. We'll take a look at those details as well. We can see the wave action there, and then calming down as we go through the week, and then maybe picking back up again as we go through next week, depending on how that trough forms off the coastline. And of course, we've got the unseasonably warm temperatures here. Hottest Wednesday and Thursday. Look at downtown LA up to the low 90s, valleys 90 to 100, deserts 90, 95. Nice graphic here from the National Weather Service, Los Angeles. This is issued yesterday afternoon. Take a look here, Hanford, California. Look at Bakersfield, 91, then 94. Death Valley, 104, 106. Look at Los Angeles, 87, then 91. Riverside, 98, 98. Palm Springs, probably peaking on Thursday with 103. So nice warm conditions here across much of the area. Look at San Francisco, 90 degrees by Thursday here. That would be, I think, the fifth 90-degree day this month for San Francisco. However, look at the change coming. San Francisco drops back down towards 66 for Sunday. Look at Bakersfield from the mid-90s down to 70 here by the time you go towards Monday. So definitely an end to that warm up here, and definitely below average temperatures here across much of the state of California incoming for the early portion and perhaps mid and later next week as well. We'll take a look at those details. Looking at Sunday here, you can see the precipitation chances for Sunday and Monday. This is going to be fluctuating quite rapidly in some of the model runs here, so we'll be watching this closely, but we do have precipitation chances with this next trough as well. This is the high surf advisory, basically Big Sur north all the way through the Bay Area here and northbound through 7 p.m. Thursday, 17 to 22 feet. Larger breaking waves are possible, so heads up for that. If you're on the rocks, jetties, and beaches, do not turn your back on the ocean. This was issued yesterday afternoon by the National Weather Service, San Francisco Bay Area. Record highs possible, 103 on Thursday, Friday for Phoenix. Check it out. You might be setting some daily record highs, and then the cool down will be coming as we go through the weekend. More on that here in a moment. Las Vegas National Weather Service calling for the big cool down as well as we go through next week. Lake Havasu, you can see maybe 20-degree drops incoming. This is Reno, big crashes in temperatures. South Lake Tahoe from the mid and upper 70s all the way back down to the 50s for Sunday. So definitely going to feel this pattern change incoming here for virtually all the Southwest. And this day in SoCal weather history, strong thunderstorms in 1963, 2015 did some damage out there in Death Valley. We still can get some tropical moisture in here at this time of year. But right now, we're looking pretty good. But some interesting stuff there back in 2015 for Death Valley. Looking at California so far this month, kind of a mixed bag. Some places have been substantially below average, including portions of Southern California. Coastal ranges in coastal areas been doing quite nicely, kind of bumped by those Santa Ana winds that we had for a bit. And then they're going to bump them up a bit more here as we go through the early portion of this weekend, but then we're going to crash them back down again as we bring another trough through the area. And you can see Arizona's been substantially above average as well. Nevada, the entire state, virtually been below average here also. So yeah, interesting stuff here. And we'll be watching these temperatures go as we go through the end of the month. Looks like we're going to wrap things up potentially on the chilly side here, but we'll look at that in a bit more detail. And this is looking at the GFS, 500 millibars. This is last night's run. You can see California here, Hawaiian Islands. There's a trough over the Pacific Ocean here, and you can see the ridge over top of the Southwest USA. You can see Hurricane Norma down there spinning. Should not have an impact on the Southwest USA. I'll show you a little bit more detail on that here in a bit, but you can see the trough clearly rolling in here as we go through this weekend, and the big pattern change. You can see this thing set up all the way down across Southern California by the time we get up towards next Monday afternoon, and then potentially another trough swinging down the west coast here over the Intermountain West through the extended forecast into next week also. So something for us to watch here. Interesting stuff coming in here towards the end of the weekend, and this is looking at precipitable water. So we're kind of highlighting Tropical Storm Norma down here. You can see the increase of the moisture that brought some thunderstorm activity as we speak across some of Baja. Put that into motion. You can see the system spinning down here, but right now it's not showing much of this moisture moving up into the Southwest USA. So we're okay on that front right now. We'll continue to watch this over the next few days. It could still change, but it doesn't look too likely right now that we'll be impacted by the remnants of Norma across the Southwest USA. Now looking at the European, you can see the ridge clearly building across the southwest portions here, and then the trough starts to arrive. So this is last night's European. You can kind of see it setting up nicely across the Southwest USA, and this is where last night's European run ends, but this next trough here would mark that one that could potentially drop in place of that and really set up shop across the Intermountain West, something we're going to be watching over the next few days. We could even get a little bit of snowfall across the higher terrain with some of these chilly upper level lows dropping into the area. This is last night's European run. A little bit closer look here, and you see 500 millibar heights, about 18,000 feet. Look at that ridge over the area, and that's why Thursday is going to be so darn warm here across the region. But the ridge just continues to slide off to the east and replaced quickly by Sunday morning with this next trough incoming. And you can see this one kind of slide all the way down across Southern California as we get on into Monday night. This is 2-meter temperature anomaly on last night's GFS. Put it into motion. You can clearly see that we're going to be quite warm through the end of the week here, but then that pattern change comes rolling in here as we go through the early portion. You can see many areas below average, and then we kind of cool down even a bit more here with that additional troughing towards the end of the month here, but no promises with that. Looking a little bit too far out into the extended forecast for that right now, but look at some of the Intermountain West, 30 degrees or so below normal for that time frame, but it is kind of a ways out there here on the GFS. Looking at the European, so here we're looking at 6-hour precipitation total. And we're going to scroll ahead here all the way to Sunday morning. You can see that precipitation moving in Saturday night, Sunday morning. Maybe even the Bay Area could get some of this precipitation. Maybe even some of the Northern Valley here, Sierra Nevada. And then you can kind of see the precipitation maybe working its way down across the Sierra Nevada into Southern California also. And this would be shown Monday afternoon here. So we do have some precipitation chances here across the state. Cross your fingers for that. Now let's take a look at the total snow 10-to-1 ratio. And by the time we get towards Monday morning, the European wants to show a little bit of snow starting to fly for the Sierra here. So do you believe it? Maybe a few inches coming here. We'll watch that closely. This is the GFS. Doesn't show as much with that initial system here, but then with that secondary trough dropping down as we go through the mid and later portion of next week, it does show some snowfall showing up for the Sierra Nevada here, and maybe some of Nevada and Utah as well. So definitely something fun for us here to watch over the next few days. 100-meter wind speed on the European. So you can see as we go through the day today and tomorrow, you get a little bit of offshore flow, almost like a sea breeze pattern here for the most part. But then as we go on into the weekend, you can see the stronger winds start to arrive here, the strong onshore flow across a lot of the desert areas, southerly winds across Arizona as the trough drops down across the region. Here we're going to get some strong gusty winds associated, which will really increase this gradient with that colder air aloft moving down across the desert southwest. This is the daily max 2-meter temperature here. So this is for today. You can see some hundreds across Arizona into the deserts of California and the valley here, and even warm out to the coastal ranges here as well today, and probably peaking tomorrow. A little bit of a bounce back on Friday, start to drop things down, and then Saturday you see the change coming for central and then really starting to sweep across Southern California here by the time we get into next week here as well. So look at even places like Phoenix might not be getting out of the 80s here also. Definite cool down. We're going to feel this. And you can see some of these temperatures. These are max temperatures across the Sierra Nevada. Definitely some raw conditions probably coming in here by the time we get to the mid portion of next week. But again, we'll watch this day by day. Here's the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook as we go through the end of the month here. Generally below average here is expected for much of the Southwest. 8 to 14 day near normal here as well. So anyway, just a reminder, the channel should be getting monetized here in probably the next day or two. And the first person that signs up and becomes a member of the channel will win a giveaway. I know it's just kind of it'll be kind of dumb luck for when that becomes available for the membership signups here, but you know, there'll be further giveaways down the line too as well. So don't worry, if you miss out this time, you might win the next one. So anyway, yeah, we'll continue to watch this active weather here. It looks like it's going to roll in here through next week, and we'll do this day by day. Hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. Check out the Pacific Northwest weather page as well. There'll be some educational videos showing up on this one and that one as well. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. I will talk to you guys during tomorrow's briefing, and I hope you're having a good day.